Hi, I am Lisa Shiro. I am a breakthrough coach as well as a licensed mental health expert. I get to help people who feel stuck say no to that inner critic and yes to their inner rock star. And you are an inner rock star. Are you a worrier? Have people called you a worrier? Do people say that, gosh, you make mountains out of molehills? I mean, are these some things that maybe you've heard in your life? I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3 simple tips to calm down that worry once and for all. The really weird thing about worry. So if there's this big looming thing that we feel like, oh, I don't know how it's going to turn out, we tend to worry about some things. If you're a worry wart, this should sound really familiar to you, where you just kind of worry about it. And it's really interesting, like kind of like what's going on psychologically. It's almost as if we can't do anything about that future thing that hasn't actually occurred, psychologically we misinterpret the fact that if we worry about it, at least we're doing something. The problem is, why would you want to light up your body, light up the fight, flight, or freeze mode of your brain and worry and activate that stress if the event's not even here yet? So if you're somebody who's in that kind of that what if place, that's number one. If you're one of those what ifers and it just kind of spins you out of control, you cannot control what happens in the future. You can control what you say and what you do, but that's about it. So what you say and what you do is truly the only thing you can control. So when you find your mind kind of spinning in the what if, ask yourself, man, is this serving me well? Is this helping me with my worry? Probably not. So Lisa, how do I just stop that? Well, it's all about what you focus on. Can't control the thoughts that come in, but you can control which ones you want to focus on. And the second thing that sometimes might happen, this might sound familiar to you, it's almost like, you know, when you have like a loose tooth that's kind of painful, and you go a couple days, you're like, whoa, not really feeling my loose tooth. And then you take your tongue and you try to wiggle the tooth to see if it still hurts. Why do we do that? Isn't that just kind of crazy that we would do that? It's almost like, oh, I haven't worried about something in a while, so I need to worry about that thing or that person or that event in the future. Or maybe it's a loved one that we tend to be worried about, and we think, oh, I haven't thought about Uncle John in a while. I need to worry about him. It's silly, right? But we do it. It's like that loose tooth syndrome. Why do we go back and touch it? Again, we can't control the thoughts, so we can control which thoughts we want to give energy to. And the third thing that sometimes happens, and again, this might feel or sound familiar to you, is we tend to get caught up in the why. Man, why do I gotta feel like this? Why am I all stressed out about this event again? It seems like I keep going back to it and reliving it and rehashing it. And then my body starts responding. Friends, here's what I want you to do when that happens. I want you to pay way more attention to what you're feeling, not why you're feeling it. As a mental health expert, when I'm working with my patients, we have this conversation quite a bit. When you focus on the what, it kind of puts a little bit of a pillow between you and your reaction to it. But when you stay stuck in the why, here's what I tell my patients. If you knew the answer to why do I have to feel like this? Why am I always worrying? You wouldn't be in here. You know what I mean? Like, as a patient, they wouldn't be in my office to get it treated if they knew why it was happening. So again, don't try to control your thoughts. Just control your focus. You know, the human has a little more than 50,000 thoughts a day consciously. That's a lot. That's a lot, right? I mean, imagine $50,000 if you had it piled in your hand. It'd kind of weigh your hand down, right? It'd be hard to balance. It's a lot of thoughts. You can't chase every single one of them, but you can control which ones you want to give attention to. Okay? So you only have so much energy every day. What are you going to spend your energy on? That's really the question. My name is Lisa Shiro, and I'm so glad you spent some time here today. Please subscribe to this channel. Please share it as you see fit. This is some good information. Have a great rest.